Hello everybody, my name is Alesh Eisner and welcome to the Canadian Money Talk, the channel about Canadian investing and personal finance. Please like and subscribe. I record 2 videos per week, so make sure you ring the notification bell to get notified each time one comes out. This is my thoughts on market happenings for the week ending April 15th or the 14th because of Good Friday in 2022. Looking at indexes for the week, the TSX, Russell 2000, and oil were up for the holiday shortened week. The S&P 500, Nasdaq, and Dow Jones were all down. As the war in the Ukraine progresses, there is an element of escalation as Ukraine gets heavier weapons from the West and NATO countries move more troops into the eastern NATO countries as precautions. And there are requests for additional countries to join NATO as well, which Russia cannot be enjoying. In the US, the CPI data reported this week at 8.5% year over year increase, slightly above expected and up from 7.9% the previous month for year over year. This is the highest since 1981. Core inflation was much lower at 0.3% for the month, which was less than 0.5% expected for the month. And of course, the core inflation is more subdued once you strip out the energy and food inflation. Some experts think inflation has peaked, others say maybe not necessarily, but things like used cars are getting cheaper to indicate that inflation is in fact easing. The US bond market is saying it is expecting we'll get fast interest rate increases in the short run and ease off and possibly even go down in the long run. And this is per the yield curve inversion that we've been experiencing. Now, there are great historical returns in the stock market between the yield curve inversion and when the recession actually happens 6 to 24 months later. So this is not a reason to panic just because we've had the yield curve inversion. Most experts believe the US Fed will raise 0.5% next month, but not all the experts think this about the interest rates in the US. No recession is expected with the full employment that we're experiencing in North America, even though consumers don't feel that great with inflation despite their salaries and wages being bumped up. The big news story in Canada was that the Bank of Canada increased interest rates by 0.5% on Wednesday, the highest increase in decades. This was pretty much expected and priced in to the market. The risk of increases causing a recession if the central banks miscalculate is there, and this is why the market is quite hesitant and volatile. The Canadians' balance sheets are not as strong as before, and a lot of Canadians have variable floating rate mortgages, which could lead to insolvencies. It doesn't look like a recession will happen in Canada either without a central bank mistake, however. The market is pricing in a Canadian 3% base rate into 2023. This can affect housing prices in Canada in a negative way, of course. Now, just a note, Bank of Canada owns 45% of all Government of Canada bonds, and they plan to let them expire rather than buying replacements. This will push up yields and perhaps help with the inverted yield curve worries in Canada. In the US, the producer prices soared 11.2% in March, hitting all-time highs. This means the cost of doing business in the US has gone up significantly. There's an expectation of lower margins in the upcoming quarters as a result from companies due to this inflation when they cannot pass their costs on to their customers. Next week, the US earnings season starts in earnest, including big US banks on Monday, Johnson & Johnson on Tuesday, Rogers, Tesla, Procter & Gamble, and several semiconductor companies on Wednesday, AT&T on Thursday, and SAP on Friday. Monday and Tuesday we have the International Monetary Fund meetings, and the US Fed member James Bullard will speak, who's always fruitful, giving us insight into what the US Fed is thinking. Wednesday is Canada's core CPI year over year, month over month for March. This will be an indicator for the next Canadian Central Bank meeting. That concludes my thoughts for the week. If you have any requests on what you would like me to cover in future videos, please put that into the comment section. Please like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and may you have a profitable day.